There's a change in the Athletic Bilbao side from what was expected to be the starting lineup. There's no place tonight for Javi Martinez in the defence. He instead moves into midfield with Borja Keitha taking his place in the defence. Ander Iturraspe and Ander Herrera both miss out in the middle of midfield. Ander Herrera has had groin problems, Ander Iturraspe has had flu. That means a midfield free of Munain, Martinez and De Marcos, with Ibai Gomez, Llorente and Susaeta up front. Barcelona are the side that everybody expected. Bear in mind that they're without three of their normal first choice defence. There's no Dani Alves, there's no Carlos Puyol, and of course there's no Eric Abidal, who's the only member of the squad that hasn't travelled with the team. Instead, Martin Montoya takes his place at right back. Mascherano will be alongside Gerard Piqué and Adriano at left back. These are two sides that go all out for attack, and they will really, really go for each other. Two sides whose coaches really admire each other as well, Marcelo Bielsa and Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola's last night as Barcelona coach. There's a lot of banners around the stadium saying thanks very much to Pep Guardiola from fans for various different reasons. Some are saying thanks for changing the style, some thanks for the success, some thanks for the commitment to the youth team. Certainly this is an emotional night for Barcelona. It's an emotional night too for Athletic Bilbao, who, by the way, have well over half of this stadium. Athletic Bilbao fans have been looking for any way they could to get their hands on tickets. As away we go with Sergio Busquets and Andres Iniesta. Let's very quickly run through the two lineups for you then. First though, here's an early run from Iker Munain bursting through. It's taken off his toes by Javier Mascherano. Mascherano in for Xavi Hernandez. It opens up a little bit in front of him. This is Lionel Messi. Defence is backing away from Messi. Messi goes for goal, and it wasn't far away. Well, the game was 26 seconds old when Lionel Messi curled that one just away from the post. It was a Morabieta who backed away from him. Messi came inside, and from that position he's normally so accurate. Just curled fractionally away from the right-hand post of Gorka Ithayoth. Let's run through the lineups for you then. It's Gorka in goal for Athletic Bilbao, Arteneche and Morabieta, Akiza and Iraola at the back. A line of three in midfield, Munain, Martinez and De Marcos. Up front with Llorente, and either side of him, Ibai Gomez and Susaeta. Barcelona with Pinto in goal, Martin Montoya, Gerard Piqué, Javier Mascherano and Adriano. Sergio Busquets is flanked by Xavi Hernandez and Andres Iniesta. Pedro and Alexis are the two men up front with Leo Messi. Alexis, who hasn't actually played since he got that knee in the back from John Terry in the semi-final of the Champions League. These have been strange weeks in Spain. Not only is this the last game of the season, which doesn't always happen with the Copa del Rey final, but of course it had to be held back until after the Champions League final in case any of the teams that were playing in the Copa del Rey also made the Champions League final. Bear in mind that the quarter-finals between Real Madrid and Barcelona made it all the way through to the final, but didn't make it to the final of the Champions League. At that stage, the Spanish Federation decided they had to take the decision on anyway. This is Alexis. It's a lovely overlapping run as well from Adriano, back towards Messi. Doesn't quite find him, does find Pedro, takes a deflection, and it's a corner. So the Federation had to put this game right back because it was after the Champions League final, which in turn was after La Liga. It's almost 2 weeks since the league season finished, and for these two teams, in truth, it's longer than that since the league season finished. Barcelona already knew they'd lost the league title a couple of weeks before that. Athletic Bilbao too, their chase for a Champions League place really died on its last legs in the final few weeks of the season. Here's Xavi Hernandez through the corner. It's an outswinger towards Piqué. Doesn't get full contact, drops to Pedro, and Barcelona are in the lead already. And bizarrely enough, even though it's only 2 minutes into the game, it was coming. Lionel Messi had the first chance. Barcelona have threatened a couple of times since, and now Pedro has given Barcelona the lead. There's a corner from Xavi. Piqué's header eventually dropped to Pedro. Pedro's finish, he didn't seem to strike it that cleanly at first glance, although the replay will show us whether that's the case or not. But in it went. Dropped to Pedro, he struck it okay. It's Javi Martinez whose thigh it comes off, and Pedro just away from Gorka, who couldn't quite reach a foot to it. It wasn't the cleanest of finishes, but Barcelona have the lead. Well, it's a perfect start for Barcelona. And it's a terrible start for Athletic Bilbao, who seem to be absolutely shell-shocked by that early Radamel Falcao goal in the final of the Europa League. I wonder how they'll respond to this. They certainly do seem to have been running on empty in the final weeks of the season. Messi with Alexis. Lovely footwork from Alexis Sanchez. Injuries have really damaged his first season, but it has been a good campaign for him. He's played 6 of Barcelona's 8 games in the Copa del Rey. Only formally got given the all-clear yesterday for this final. The Athletic Bilbao fans try and encourage their side forward. Forward it goes towards Llorente. Llorente felt that he was fouled as he was turning towards that. Referee ignored the appeals. Referee tonight, by the way, is Fernandez Borbalan. Llorente looking for the opportunity not only to win the Copa del Rey, but perhaps even to be the tournament's top scorer. He's currently on 5, top scorer in the tournament on 7. Alexis loses out but manages to win it back. Andres Iniesta is on hand to support him. Messi to Alexis. Messi again, it opens up a little bit in front of Leo Messi as well. Messi goes outside onto the left-hand side. Messi, and it's a lovely block. Really good challenge. And it needed to be as well from Borja Keitha. Another youth team player. In fact, if you look at the squads, these are squads that are absolutely full of youth team players. Of the 36 players in the squad tonight, 24 have come through the club's youth teams at one stage or another. This is Montoya, he's one of them. Montoya replacing Dani Alves tonight, who's injured. There have been suggestions in recent weeks that could well be a more permanent change. Lots of speculation about Dani Alves' future. Mascherano now, and it really opens up for Xavi Hernandez. There's no run alongside him though, he has to go to the right-hand side for Messi. Messi coming back on his left foot, Messi curls it, great save. This time Messi did get it on time, on target, and this time Gorka did see it. Exceptional save from Gorka as Messi cut inside. Very much the Messi of old, coming from the right-hand side towards the centre, curling with his left foot. Gorka makes a save. Alexis comes short for Pedro. Pedro again didn't have the outlet on the left-hand side. Adriano was making up ground, but not quite quick enough. Xavi goes for goal, and it flies over the top. There's a fantastic atmosphere inside the stadium. It is one of Spain's better stadiums, even in La Liga games. Atletico Madrid's fans make an awful lot of noise, but it's even louder tonight with Athletic Bilbao and Barcelona in here. Athletic Bilbao, who are looking for a first trophy in 28 years. They won the Copa del Rey against Barcelona in 1984, finished as a pitched battle, karate kicks flying, Maradona in the heart of it all. A real rival between these two sides back then. Here's Alexis Sanchez in the area. Was away from the sliding challenge. It was the right challenge as well, as it turned out. Alexis was forced to go a little further wide than he would have liked, and the shooting opportunity was gone. It was Javi Martinez helping out at the back alongside Keitha and Amorebieta. Barcelona are dominating possession. They do tend to do so. But tonight even more so. A lovely turn from Xavi away from the challenge. Now Alexis, outside him is Montoya. Montoya's ball into the box is cut out. And away it goes for Martinecci. Ibai, now Munaim. Munaim's pass isn't a good one. It drops behind Javi Martinez. Pedro goes all the way back. And Barcelona are perfectly happy to do that, to turn back and look for support rather than risk losing possession. Piqué striding out from the back, now to Montoya. Still Montoya. In the end is forced to go it alone. He loses possession, but at least doesn't lose possession in a dangerous position in which he first found himself as he turned back towards his own goal. Here's Iniesta towards Messi. Messi onto the right foot. Messi scores. Lionel Messi does it again. 73 goals this season for Leo Messi. And that one's pretty unusual. It's a right-footed finish from the Argentinian. Barcelona are 2-0 up. And Barcelona are on course now for the Copa del Rey for Pep Guardiola's 14th trophy as a coach. Messi has done it again. That's 14 finals he's scored in. Rather, 14 finals he's played in, 13 he's scored in. Leo Messi gets the goal. Barcelona are 2-0 up. It's Iniesta who found him. Messi was onside. And with the right foot high and at the near post. Well, that really has silenced the crowd. The Athletic Bilbao fans Piqué is under pressure from Oscar de Marcos. Turns away from him neatly, Piqué, and now has support from Javier Mascherano. Barcelona are prepared to play the ball from very, very deep. It's a wonderful ball from Mascherano. Andres Iniesta brings it under control. Now he's got Xavi Hernandez. Once again, it's opening up in front of Xavi, but he tells Pedro to hang fire on his run. Xavi once more tries to turn inside, was bundled over by Javi Martinez and wins the free kick. It's been a difficult night for Javi Martinez, the central midfielder who's played virtually all season at centre-back and to very, very great effect as well. He's had a really impressive season, Javi Martinez, but tonight suddenly back in the middle midfield, and it does look like it's been a little bit difficult for him to readjust to his former role. So Piqué determined to come forward as often as he can. Piqué in towards Xavi. Xavi turns back towards Pedro. Pedro strikes it first time, 3-0. Well, this has been just a fantastic start to the game from Barcelona. And it all started from Piqué striding out quickly. Xavi it was who laid it off, and Pedro curled it neatly into the corner. 24 minutes gone. Barcelona are already 3-0 up. Pep Guardiola looks like he almost can't quite believe it. He and Tito Villanova just to say, my goodness, that was pretty good, wasn't it? It's Piqué to Xavi. Xavi turned back as he does so well and just laid it for Pedro. It's a wonderful finish from Pedro, reminiscent in fact of a goal that Pedro scored against Real Madrid in the Clásico a couple of seasons ago. Pedro celebrates. Barcelona are 3-0 up. Now maybe Athletic Bilbao will complain about the free kick. They didn't think it was a free kick in the first place. Barcelona took it extremely well. It's a good ball into the area. Piqué away with the heel, but only just, and Pinto is forced into the save. 25th minute, and it's the first save that Pinto has had to make, and it was a very, very sharp save indeed. Piqué's clearance with the heel isn't quite convincing enough. Here's Munain. Still Munain. And he eventually is taken away from it by Andres Iniesta. Susaeta's shot pushed away by Pinto. Pinto claims no question of that being a back pass, even though it did come off his player last. It's a long clearance from Pinto, and it might find Leo Messi. Leo Messi's all the way through. Messi tries to clip it over Gorka. Doesn't quite get enough on it. Now Athletic Bilbao are throwing men forward. Idala in towards Llorente. Llorente's turn, lovely turn for Llorente. Llorente goes to ground, and Llorente feels he should have had the penalty. And at first glance, he may well have had a point, Llorente. Interested to see the replay again. It was Piqué that was alongside him. Piqué looks as if nothing's happened. Munain is convinced that something certainly did happen. Piqué certainly had an arm out. I'm not sure if maybe Llorente made a meal of it though. Well, there's definitely a tug on the shirt. It certainly looks like there was A little bit of a grab on the shirt from Gerard Piqué, and Athletic Bilbao will feel like they should have been given the chance to get back into the game. Mascherano under pressure, but didn't want to go long. In the end, he was forced to. Maybe Athletic Bilbao can make something of it, but Busquets is alert to it. Busquets was taken out. It was a pretty bad challenge. Referee waves play on because Barcelona do have the chance to break away. Busquets gets to his feet. Andres Iniesta keeps the move alive. This is Lionel Messi. Morabieta is behind him. Lionel Messi rides the challenge from Morabieta and finds Andres Iniesta. Famous case of a challenge in a game between these two sides a few years ago when a Morabieta kicked Leo Messi pretty much full in the face. Absolutely accidentally, as he followed through on a clearance. Said something about the different stature of the two players. Morabieta, who's now a Venezuela international. Believe it or not, the only player eligible for any country other than Spain. So Morabieta was born in Cantaura in Venezuela. His parents, though, were both Basque, and he came to the Basque country as a young boy and began with Athletic Bilbao's youth system, as so many of his squad did. Martinez on Iniesta, not too much doubt about the foul this time. Martinez is getting more than a little frustrated, and Iniesta did pretty well to keep his calm then, to be honest. Meanwhile, Gorka almost gets caught out. Morabieta looking towards Llorente. Llorente can't quite bring it under control on the chest, and with the help of Piqué, Mascherano gets it clear. Mascherano was taken out of that challenge towards Adriano, and Barcelona don't want to continue. They would rather that the referee takes action, and indeed he does take action. Mascherano was trying to turn Susaeta, it was, on top of him. A yellow card for Susaeta. Not too much complaint from Susaeta. Mascherano is taken down, and pretty bad one on the back of the calf for Mascherano with the right leg, and I think he may then have caught Mascherano as well with the left on the follow through. Markel Susaeta, very, very important for Athletic Bilbao so far this season. This is his 63rd game of the season. 56 starts, 6 as a sub. No one has played as many minutes in the side. Though he claims you don't get tired when you're playing and when you've got possession of the ball and when you're enjoying your football. Hasn't worked that way tonight. Here's Alexis, lovely footwork from Alexis, hint of a foul from Alexis, referee says no. Alexis goes down. Iraola doesn't just say no, but he says to Alexis, listen, you really made a meal of that, don't dive, particularly at 3-0. This is Xavi to Messi. Messi faced by Akita, cuts inside away from Akita, still Messi, he's got support from Xavi, but Ika Munain is in very, very quickly. Messi tries to take it off him. Ika Munain, it's a lovely turn from him, goes to ground and gets back up again very, very quickly. Finds Llorente. Llorente now to the right-hand side, and Athletic Bilbao have a lot of men forward for pretty much the first time tonight. The ball in, though, is a poor one, and Busquets tidies up. Andres Iniesta in the end finds Pedro on the left-hand side. Now Alexis. Messi is alongside him. Out on the right-hand side is Xavi Hernandez. Messi's pass is horribly overhit. Something you say very often to the left-hand side for the run of Adriano. Well, he may have been caught, but it seemed to be a huge amount in it, and Alexis was very, very quick to go to ground, and I think that's what Borja Akita was trying to say to him. So too was Andoni Iraola, who came over to ostensibly help him to his feet, but to give him a piece of his mind at the same time. Well, there's been one or two encouraging moments from Athletic Bilbao since they went 3-0 down, but that's the problem. It was 3-0 they went down. Here's Llorente, lovely footwork from him. It couldn't quite drop for DeMarcus, but it will travel all the way through to the right-hand side now, where there's support from Susaeta. Susaeta cuts back and looks for the man supporting him. Iraola now, and in it goes, looking towards Llorente, but Pinto comes out quickly and gets there first. It's been a relatively quiet game for Pinto, and a pretty frustrating one for this lot. Well, I was going to say they were spending all sorts of prices on tickets pre-game, but actually that's not true, for the simple reason there simply were not tickets available. The demand was so high, and the supply surprisingly low. There just were not tickets going around. I know a lot of Athletic Bilbao fans pre-game looking for tickets, just could not get them, as Iraola is now the man booked. As both right-sided players for Athletic Bilbao, Markel Susaeta and Andoni Iraola. Of course, this was a game that both sides wanted to be played in the Santiago Bernabéu, capacity 78,000, as opposed to in the Vicente Calderón with its 55,000. Real Madrid said no. Real Madrid claimed that there was building works going on in the stadium. In fact, there's been photographs this week to prove that there was indeed some building works, relatively minor, and there is a suspicion in Spain that the decision was based more on the fact that Real Madrid didn't much fancy Athletic Bilbao and Barcelona turning up to play a final in their stadium. Just for a moment, this game is threatening to get a tiny bit ugly. Athletic Bilbao, in their desperation to win the ball back, in their keenness to make challenges, have put in one or two relatively nasty ones. De Marcos through the back of Andres Iniesta. Mascherano now for Montoya, Montoya for Piqué, and Piqué for Pinto. Pinto tries to spread it wide to the left-hand side, can't do so, has cut out. It's a good chance now maybe for Munain to put the ball in, and Pinto had to turn that around the post. Pinto's not particularly happy. It was he that gave the ball away in the first place, and Munain trying to get the cross, and Pinto was forced to react quickly towards his near post. Corner now, beyond the penalty spot, headed back, away it goes from Adriano. In fact, it was Alexis Sanchez back there helping out. Busquets. Busquets again, and in the end it will be a Barcelona throw-in. Tito Vilanova, the Barcelona number 2, who of course will be the Barcelona number 1 next season. Barcelona see that as an attempt to try and maintain continuity, defend the philosophy, defend the idea. Big question marks whether he'll be able to follow Pep Guardiola. Well, on Pep Guardiola's swan song even, it's going rather well for Barcelona. It's been a comfortable first half. Athletic Bilbao came with great hopes, and within 2 minutes already found themselves down. Barcelona added 2 more midway through the first half. It was already 3-0 at half-time here at the Calderón. It's Barcelona 3, Athletic Bilbao 0.
So, an action-packed first period at the Vicente Calderón in Madrid. Stick around, because after the break, we'll be back with all the second half.
Quiet here. There was a moment of expectation when Athletic Bilbao first came out, but it's got a little quiet here. It's starting to get very windy as well in the stadium, coming through high in this main stand where the commentary positions are. The open side of the stadium, it's almost a perfect bowl all the way around on the other 3 sides, but this main stand is open on the corners, and the wind is starting to come through. Athletic Bilbao have 45 minutes left to try and get something from this game. It's been a season that's promised so much, but they were defeated 3-0 in the final of the Europa League, and they're 3-0 down here in the final of the Copa del Rey. In the meantime, of course, their Champions League campaign or attempt to get themselves into the Champions League also collapsed. Those intangible things, Athletic Bilbao have been one of the great sides this season, a real revelation in Spanish football, but it could well be that they finished the season empty-handed. There have been a couple of changes, so we'll try and work those out for you. Down at the moment, see which players have made. Well, Inigo Perez has come on. I've been able to see who it is he's come on for. Munain. Barcelona will have to be pushed back. Both Ander Herrera and Inigo Perez have come on. The men who've made way are Oscar de Marcos and Susaeta. See if Athletic Bilbao can try and force Barcelona back. Here's Iker Munain. The pass though was a little short. Andres Iniesta gives it away to Llorente. Llorente goes for goal just as it looked like he may have had the passageway through to try and find Munain instead. Nicely done by Munain, goes towards goal. It's headed away by Mascherano. So there's also been a change of wings with the departure of Marcos Susaeta. I think it's Ibai Gomez who's come out to the right-hand side. Athletic need to try and get themselves back into the game and need to get a goal as quickly as they possibly can. Change the complexion of this. Ball's a little short toward Messi. Messi does, he rides the challenge and keeps possession with the help of Montoya. Now Busquets, PK, Busquets again. Mascherano to Xavi Hernandez. Hernandez has got Messi behind him. Messi plays the 1-2 with Alexis. Messi again, Alexis. Alexis was trying to backheel that into the path of Messi, couldn't quite do so. Here's Xavi. Outside him is PK. Xavi tries to sneak it through towards Alexis Sanchez, can't quite do so. Here's Herrera. Over it goes now to the left-hand side. It was Inigo Perez. Finds Munain. Munain comes inside with Javi Martinez towards Inigo Perez. Game is very much in Barcelona's hands, and also looking at the scoreboard, they'll be aware that while Athletic have come out with a different plan and two new men on the pitch, both Inigo Perez and Ander Herrera, the intention to push Barcelona back and have done so. It's a lovely ball, it's a wonderful pass. Pinto's off his line and it's just wide of the post, and maybe that was the opportunity that Barcelona really needed. He's unable to take it, and just when I was about to say that the key from Barcelona's point of view would have been to look at the scoreboard and realise that 6 or 7 minutes had gone by without anything happening, that was the opportunity. It's a lovely pass from Ander Herrera. And there was nothing wrong with the run, it was perfectly timed. Ibai got there, seemed to do the right thing in terms of the clip over the top of Pinto. It's the right decision. It wasn't executed the way that he would have liked. There's certainly no lack of effort from Athletic Bilbao. They're a side who've played with great intensity all season. The work that Bielsa does is very focused on mobility and on movement, making sure that players are always in support of each other. But in a team that very rarely rotates, that does tend to take its toll. There are 11 players in the Athletic Bilbao side over 3,866 minutes this year. 11. To put that into context for you, there are 11 players in the Barcelona side over 2,943. Almost 1,000 more is the threshold for Athletic Bilbao than it is for Barcelona. And Alexis Sanchez almost got on the end of that. PK bombing all the way up the pitch. Barcelona so far just too strong for Athletic Bilbao. Wild challenge from Ander Herrera. Iniesta gets down, he opens out on the right hand side. Here's Montoya. Pedro's with him. Montoya through to Pedro. And Pedro was looking for the hat-trick, couldn't quite get there. Montoya's pass fractionally overhit for Pedro Hernandez. Here's Munain again, looking to run at Montoya. It's been a difficult game for Montoya, particularly since Munain decided to go across, or more to the point, Bielsa told him to go across that left-hand side. It's a lovely cross towards Llorente. Hint of a handball that from Piqué. No one appealed though, so I must say it was probably just a hint of a handball from up here in the stands. Llorente had the opportunity. It was Piqué who blocked it. Did look for a moment like it may have been a hand, but I suspect it probably wasn't. The optical illusion here in the main stand. Because nobody appealed, and of course Llorente was right alongside it. Messi tries to challenge. Still Messi has Iniesta in support. Messi continues his run through the middle, but checks it now. Alexis to Iniesta, and Alexis again. Tried to find Iniesta once more, but it was a slightly loose pass. Adriano has to tidy up. Now Mascherano has to do the same. Under pressure from Llorente, does find Piqué. Barca fans sing their hymn and the Athletic Bilbao fans whistle it. Now Xavi loses out. There's a chance for a break on maybe for Athletic. Xavi will be booked for sure for that. Pretty deliberate from Xavi as Ander Herrera tried to come through. And what a difference Ander Herrera has made to Athletic Bilbao. Pushing Barcelona further back. He's finding the passes. He's giving them a little bit more aggression, a little bit more dynamism. Much more vision as well. Xavi brings him down. And now the chant from the Athletic Bilbao fans is Que bote, que bote, que bote Samamés. May Samamés bounce. Of course, Samamés, the name of Athletic Bilbao's stadium. And the Athletic fans bounce up and down as they chant it. In it goes from Llorente. Piqué's there. It's not an entirely convincing clearance, but it does find Adriano. His long punt up the pitch is brought down by Alexis. Hint of a handball in his control there. The referee says no, and Alexis has got space in front of him. Pedro is dashing into the air on the far side. Alexis finds him. Pedro can't quite bring it under control, and dashing across in front of him was a Moravieta who was extremely quick. Good interception from Moravieta, an important one too. Pedro was looking for his hat-trick. Pedro has 2 so far in the Copa del Rey, which makes him the second joint top scorer, but it makes him the second joint top scorer with 8 players. Puyol, Xavi, Thiago, Cuenca, Messi, Pedro, Iniesta and Teo all have 2 goals so far this season in the Copa del Rey. Top scorer, by the way, sitting on the bench tonight, Cesc Fabregas. Barcelona who beat Hospitalet 9-0 in the home leg in the first round. They were victorious against Osasuna and against Real Madrid, and then in the semi-final against Valencia. Pedro's ball back to Messi is horribly overhit, and Messi's not too impressed with that. Bielsa was certainly convinced that Alexis had handballed it on the way through. I think he may well have been right. Alexis' pass was a fraction behind Pedro, and Pedro was forced to try and turn his body to protect it from the Moravieta. The Venezuela centre-back was quick enough to it. Barcelona's, in case you're interested, their starting lineup tonight, 58.5 million. Of course, they, like Athletic, an awful lot of youth teams in their squad, including Lionel Messi, who costs nothing but is probably worth more than anyone else. Here is Messi into the area. It's a lovely run from Messi all the way through. Messi cuts it back. It's a great save from Gorka, who reacted with his leg. It's a yellow card for Andres Iniesta for the handball. This is the run from Leo Messi inside his own half, away from a couple of men who clashed into each other, away from a third, beyond a fourth, into the area. Great save from Gorka, and what a goal that would have been. Busquets goes off. The Athletic Bilbao fans tell him exactly what they think of him. Gomez gives it away. Keita gets there but can't bring it under control. Javi Martinez now. It is Iker Muniain. Muniain is looking for support with Ander Herrera and Javi Martinez. Barcelona squeezing bit by bit and denying space to Athletic Bilbao. It's nicely worked, and there is now space on the right-hand side if Athletic can find it. Lovely footwork from Ibai Gomez. It's a lovely ball as well towards the far post. What a good chance that was. And there it goes. You feel that that may well be the end of it. It was Arteneche who'd come up from the back. Ibai Gomez, wonderful delivery. Outside their boot towards the far post, and really and truly should have been the goal, or at the very least should have drawn a save from Pinto. Well, it does look increasingly like Barcelona will not finish this season empty-handed. I say empty-handed because in terms of the tournaments for this season, the league, the Champions League and the Copa del Rey, they hadn't yet won the league or the Copa del Rey. They hadn't won the league, hadn't won the Champions League, Copa del Rey to come, of course. Barcelona fans are keen, and Barcelona themselves, in fact, Pep Guardiola and Mascherano both talking about this, keen to stress that they have won the European Super Cup this year, they have won the Spanish Super Cup this year, which was against Real Madrid, so it's not as if it was just an uncomfortable tag on that no one cared about. And of course the World Club Championships, which is a tournament that Barcelona in particular took very seriously, and they paid a high cost for it as well, that trip to Japan with the broken leg suffered by David Villa, not just Barcelona but Spain as well. Well, the man who makes way is Pedro. It's Pedro for Thiago. It's 86 minutes gone, 4 minutes to go, and the chant goes up of Campeones, Campeones from the Barcelona fans. It's a chant that they've been able to sing rather often over the last 4 years. Cater is offside, he wanted to continue the run. Here's Messi. Messi's ball in towards Cesc. Can Cesc get there? Well, Gorka comes across to him. Cesc will keep the ball in play. Gorka comes all the way across, and Gorka does really well, but in any case it looks like the ball had gone out of play anyway. Is Ibai. Piqué tries to force him out. Ibai, lovely footwork from him, but in the end he loses out to Piqué, and the pitch really opens up in front of the defender. And if there's one thing Piqué really enjoys to do, it's to come forward with the ball under control. He's got support now on the left-hand side from Thiago. Thiago skips away from the challenge. Lovely footwork from him. Messi makes the run into the area. Thiago can't find him or Cesc Fabregas, who is also dashing into the 6-yard box. Thiago, lovely footwork to Cesc. Cesc into the area, couldn't quite bring it under control. Toquero helps Athletic bring it away, but Athletic know that this is gone now. And one or two fans, not very many it must be said, but one or two fans are making their way to the exit. Football has been cruel to Athletic Bilbao this season. It's been cruel to Marcelo Bielsa. It's a side that's brought so much joy to football fans across the country, to Athletic fans in particular, but I think neutrals too. Certainly across Europe, with that stunning performance against Manchester United at Old Trafford. There's a sense that perhaps Athletic Bilbao deserved to win something this season. They've come up against a Barcelona side that needed to win something too. Keita, who was called upon to make the interception. 2 minutes to play. And it goes Pinto, though. It's an easy claim for him. Perez couldn't make enough of that corner. Pep Guardiola wants the ball up the pitch. Pinto plays it to PK inside his own area. PK for Pinto. Pinto's out of his goal as well as awaiting a challenge. Gives it back to PK. There's a moment's nervousness there from Pinto. Of course, the situation in the game means that the nerves are never going to be that great. Forward it goes to Cesc Farias now. Now Mascherano. Mascherano's ball goes all the way across the pitch to Leo Messi. Keita, Messi, Iniesta. Barcelona maintain possession. Farias to Thiago. Thiago for Busquets. Busquets, though, can't bring it under control. And Athletic have the break on his Toquero. And Herrera is going beyond him, wanting the ball. There's also space on the right-hand side, but it's cut out by Adriano. Adriano gets there again, and it's all the way through in this space now, maybe for Barcelona to try and take advantage of this and see if they can add to those 3 goals. It's a lovely back heel from Cesc Fabregas. Now Adriano, still Adriano, manages to maintain possession, does really, really well to find Fabregas. Messi's on the edge of the area. Fabregas to Messi. Messi's shot. Gorka saves. Could that be the last action of this game? Could that be the last action of an era, and a golden era for Barcelona? And there it is, it's the full-time whistle. Barcelona have won the Copa del Rey for 2011-2012. In the end, it was relatively comfortable, and in the end, football has again been cruel for Athletic Bilbao. Pep Guardiola bows out with a victory against Athletic Bilbao in the Copa del Rey, the same way that he started winning things as Barcelona coach. 14 titles later, Guardiola departs Barcelona, and he departs as a winner. Barcelona have won the Copa del Rey. Athletic Bilbao, a season that promised so much, has ended with 2 defeats in 2 finals. Pep Guardiola goes round and hugs all of those with whom he's worked over the last few years. Like Rossum Thuy, all of the backroom staff, Tito Villanova as well, of course, who will be the new coach. And now there are tears amongst the Athletic Bilbao fans as they go on a lap of honour. And there are hugs and applause down amongst the Barcelona fans. There will be tears too for the Barcelona supporters when it sinks into them just how good they've had it, and just how difficult it will be to replicate that without Pep. Prince Felipe of Spain, alongside Angel Maria Villar, handing out the medals to the Athletic Bilbao players, a second runners-up medal for them this season. Seems to be a sense of acceptance, maybe even resignation about them. It didn't look quite so dramatic, quite so emotional perhaps as the Europa League was. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Athletic Bilbao fans saying, no, it's every bit as emotional, it hurts every bit as much, but the sensation feels ever so slightly different. Huge round of applause for the Athletic Bilbao players. Again, a chant of Athletic as here come the Barcelona players up the stairs, led by Gerard Piqué, who was the captain, I think, at the end of the game. No, in fact, it was Andres Iniesta, wasn't it? Piqué goes up. Warm applause from everybody there. And the familiar chant of Campeones, Campeones. There is Puyol at the back wearing 24, I think that's Carlos Puyol. It's certainly not his number. Tito Villanova down there as the silly sunglasses get handed out. Well, Leo Messi, what an astonishing 4 years he's had under Pep Guardiola. Back at his goal scoring record in La Liga alone, 23 goals, 34 goals, 31 goals, and this season 50 goals with Guardiola. Messi tells the story of the conversation he had with Guardiola, who stands there now with Manuel Estiarte, who is his right-hand man, the guy who looks after him alongside Tito Villanova. And Messi tells the story of a conversation with Guardiola in which Guardiola said to him, listen, do things my way and you'll score 3 or 4 goals a game. Well, it's actually turned out to be the case. Estiarte and Guardiola. It's coming to the end now. It's Angel Media Villar. Xavi Hernandez is the man who stands up to get it in, playing in his 22nd final. Puyol's there as well. They seem to be arguing over who's going to go up. Puyol's wearing Fontas's shirt, which suggests that it was indeed Fontas who was wearing Puyol's earlier, although I still can't see him in shot. Xavi Hernandez is the man who stands it up, and it's Xavi Hernandez who lifts the final trophy of the Pep Guardiola era. 14 trophies in 4 seasons, the most successful Barcelona side in history. It is, without doubt, the end of an era. Barcelona have bet on continuity, they've bet on the continuation of an idea. Guardiola's number 2, Tito Villanova, there he is, will be the coach next season. But there will be no replacing Pep Guardiola. This team will find it very, very, very hard to emulate what they have done. In fact, they've been unable to emulate what they did this season with Guardiola still in charge. It will be a very, very, very tough task for them. Barcelona are the Copa del Rey champions for 2012. Pep Guardiola's success started with a Copa del Rey victory against Athletic Bilbao. His time at the club has ended in success with a Copa del Rey victory against Athletic Bilbao. These are scenes we've got used to, although there was a question mark about it this year. Barcelona didn't claim the league, they didn't claim the Champions League. They have claimed the Copa del Rey. It's been a wonderful season for Athletic Bilbao, who perhaps deserved more. Football has been unkind to them. Football has been kind to Pep Guardiola in the end. I'm sure most football fans, most neutrals would argue that Guardiola has been extremely good for football as well. One of the great sides